Hey everyone, this is Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures, and thank you so much for coming into our family and just kind of hanging out for a couple minutes. So, yeah, I just thought I would, give some feedback based on, well, I shouldn't say that. I guess I should address some feedback that I was given from this weekend. So this weekend I was invited on to Crafts with Crashly, and she has a Sunday social, and she was interviewing me about, my life, my job, just a little bit of who I am. I'm going to work on potentially getting permission to maybe post that video on this channel. Otherwise, go check out Crashly, her channel with Sunday Social from February. Go check out Crafting with Crashly's channel from February 2nd. Yes, it was Super Bowl Sunday, so go check it out. Where she interviewed me. It was about an hour into it. She did a live and a split screen and different things like that. And so some of the feedback I got from you guys were emails about what I do with therapy and different techniques and different things that are happening. And I know when I first started my channel, I opened up the option potentially of doing like a therapeutic series where once a week or once a month I would do a video while I diamond paint, just kind of talking about some therapeutic questions and answers and different things like that. And so I want to preference it that I am in the state of Michigan, and so I am a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. I can practice here. However, these videos, I am going to give a verbal disclosure statement that these videos are intended for entertainment use only, and that if you have serious mental situations or emotions, to please check out and see local counselor in your area, in your church, or if you are experiencing deep emotions and are suicidal, please call 911 and get some help for yourself. So some of the topics that people have asked are about, the brain and how it works, and just kind of interesting studies have been done in how to come back from trauma. I am a trauma therapist, and how to deal with stress and the different cortisol levels, and different things like that. And so I just wanted to ask you first, this video is down below in the comments. If you could let me know, number one, is this a good idea? Is this something you even want me to talk about, or are you just going to skip over it and be like, I want to go see some unboxings, right? I'll still be doing unboxings, but this would just be an extra, little bonus for you guys. And then number two, like, what kind of things are maybe a friend struggling with, or your family struggling with, or topics that you might want me to talk about and assist, in maybe helping you research it or seeking out some help in different things that you need. So I would love to be that for you. And yeah, so just comment down below if this is something that you might enjoy. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a preview of what I have to offer, and I would do my best to, definitely do some research for you or use what I've already known from the past. I know I did do a video potentially like marriage and the he said, she said in the past. I know that I've done 2 videos on grief. I need to get back into that. I still haven't, my diamond painting I haven't touched. Well, I should lie. I touched it for one night because I just wanted to. It was a Mandy Manzano, and it was my favorite painting. But I need to pull that back out and do a couple, like finish that series up on grief. I have like 2 more major points for the 4-part series. There also is like the study of the brain, how the brain works, going into more detail about the right brain and the left brain, and what's like how each one functions, and how trauma and depression kind of break down that conversation, and how people can help start that conversation again to feel more fulfilled, to not feel like they're in such a fog. Now, some people do need medication because the brain isn't developing enough chemicals, but how can you work with medication or without medication to help that conversation start? Or if you're constantly finding yourself in like a fight, always angry, always anxious, always just kind of on edge, or you're in this freeze mode where you just isolate, and every time something happens or change happens or worry or a death in the family or a friend says something wrong, you just kind of withdraw in yourself, and just kind of freeze right there. Or the hide, where you go and do a coping skill of some sort and self-medicate with alcohol or with drugs, or you diamond paint too much, I fall into that sometimes because it's my therapy. And so when I get really anxious and really stressed at work, and I just kind of ignore life and diamond paint or sleep, and that's not healthy. And so how do we find that balance? And how are we even aware that we need that balance and to reset? That's something that we can talk about. There's, why does mindfulness work? Just wanting to know the why behind it. The deep breathing and the yoga and just kind of the stretching and those different things. Like, why does that work? Or why does exercise work and release those endorphins that just give you this natural high of success and purpose, and why does that work and help the brain, and how can you tap into that energy? So we could explore that. We could explore, trust issues, with trust being broken, and how can you rebuild that trust with a new person? How do you overcome the fact that you have been burned by the world in every area of your life? And that's happened to me. If you were looking at my face right now, I'm like right there with you. I mean, every person in my life has let me down in extreme ways. And so how do you rebuild that trust, when your family lies to you, or your boyfriend or husband cheats on you, or somebody gambles away your money, or you find out there's a drug addict situation, and how do you overcome that and live through it to be able to trust another day? What do you do with that? And how do you live through it, and how do you resonate with that? So there's these things that, we could explore together, and I could just kind of talk. I love to talk. That's why I have a YouTube channel, right? So definitely if you want to put it in the comments, that's great. Or I know some people can email me. I'll leave my email address down below. It's dpaddictionadventures at gmail.com. And so it'll be right across the bottom for you. But it'll also be down in the description. So you can cut and paste and email me. Now, people have emailed me before. Some things they want to talk about, or they want to work through, or they just kind of want to ask my opinion. I'm not going to give you advice. I'll just kind of give you my little say. I'm not going to give you this is therapy, right? But I can be a friend for you and give you that little extra nudge of go, here's some ways to explore. But I will say that poor Pippa Brown, in another area, she's been asking me some questions, and some other people too. Sometimes it takes me a week to respond back to you. I'm sorry. That's just who I am, and I just have to accept it, and I just want to put it out there. So like, if you email me a question, whether it's therapeutic or whether it's like, hey, can you send me that link? Sometimes it does take me, poor Lizzie with Lizzie's World of Gems, or Elizabeth Ensley, like they've been asking me questions about these different projects that we're thinking of, and sometimes I get caught up in my life and family and balance, and so just know that I'm there. I will read it, I will see it, and I will answer it back. But please give me some grace too. And I know everyone has given me grace. Nobody has not given it to me, but I just want to let you know, if I'm opening this box of like, here, share with me if you desire, I want you to feel supported and loved and not ignored. Because if you're becoming vulnerable and you're putting out something that means a lot to you, I want you to know that it means a lot to me too. However, I am a therapist all day. And so when I do come home, I want to share my whole self with you, not just the breadcrumbs, just the stuff that's left. And so I really take the time to answer the email. Now if it's like, send me this link or whatever, that's different. But if you're being vulnerable and you're sharing something, I really want to give you the best of me. And so I do take time to answer that back. So just give me, sorry, little bunny trail, just give me some grace in that area. So I'm just rambling on because I have tomorrow off. I'm so excited. So I just thought while my family was out, my husband's at the gym and my daughter's at youth group, and I was just trying to get some videos done. But I just kind of got some feedback from that interview and thought I'd share it out there and let me know either through email or down below in the chat if there's something that you want me to discuss or do. I would love to be there for you and do that for you. One big thing that I have struggled with my life is the trust issue. I don't want to go into too many details about my own life on YouTube in case people watch it that know me more personally in my circles. But yeah, I had to really look at, and I'll go into more detail if you guys are interested later. But just kind of while I'm finishing up this video, I wanted to share this with you. And I can even show you, but and people that deal with trust issues also know this, and it's kind of like a joke called the circle of trust, but it really is true. So, you've got this, it almost looks like a bullseye, right? And what happens is everybody starts out, and if I do an in-depth video on it, I'll, put a handout that you can click on, and I'll actually have a printout to show you. But, everybody starts out with this like bullseye layers, okay? And the inside layer is like that's your heart. Like that's you. Nobody really gets to that inner circle. Your spouse may get there, maybe like a sister, like twin sister, or like just this really intimate, but even then it's like, it's just your heart, right? Sometimes you don't even trust yourself. And then you have like your close trust, okay? So that's going to be, maybe family, maybe friends that are like family, or people that you would die for, basically. Maybe your children, people who haven't, who have earned that trust. And then you've got like your friendship circle, okay? So, you've got you've got maybe your spouse is out here, but your family. And then you've got, like I said, like close friends, okay? Maybe your bestie, maybe, a circle of 2 or 3 friends. Maybe this is where your mom and dad are. Maybe this is where your brother and sister-in-law are, or, just kind of like your in-laws. It's just really close friendship circle. So those 3 layers are what build up like the core of your trust, okay? Then you've got, acquaintances. So these are like coworkers, people you see at church or at, social events. These are people you're like, hey, what's up? I like your dress. Maybe a little bit deeper, like going out to lunch during the work break, maybe going to some social events, different things like that. Then you've got like those hi-bye people, those Facebook friends, those, just kind of nod your head. You just know of each other. Maybe you've been in classes together. Maybe they're your like best friend's boyfriend, just kind of this party type group. And then you have like just the world, okay? everybody else. And what happens is we build these boundaries and these ways that people can go in and out of these. Some of them are more wall-like, and you actually have to pick them up and place them within these circles, and some of them are like fences, so they ebb and flow depending on what part of life you're in. If you're more in the social circle, if you're more in this like family time, if you're more, whatever that may be. Maybe you're going through a grieving process because of a loss of a loved one, and so your family's closer at that moment, so you just kind of ebb and flow. But then what happens is like something hurts that relationship. And so these boundaries get broken. And some people either push everybody out to the outside and are all alone on the inside, or people are like, screw it, every boundary's been broken, and they just open up all the walls and their life is out there. So they're on Facebook saying, I have a yeast infection, or they're on Facebook saying, I just got dumped, or they're, in a chat saying this, and this happened, and maybe that's not something you share publicly, but you're just so vulnerable to everybody, and so everybody hurts you. And so we could just go into more detail about those trust and when those boundaries and those walls and those fences break down, what to do and how to build that back up in a healthy way. So I'm just getting all up in my head. I'm sorry, you guys are probably like shutting me off now and like, you don't know what you're talking about. So, but anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because I love you guys, and I've just been getting some feedback, and I'm in a good space right now, and I would love to just kind of walk that journey with you as best as I can. I don't want this to be, I'm not like the next Dr. Laura, but, or Delilah, but I just kind of love you guys, and I do love you guys, and I want to be there for you and support you, and this is one way I can do that. One way I can give of myself, but I also want to test the waters and see how this goes. So if I do hear feedback from you, either through email or comments, I'll collect those. I'll at least acknowledge, hey, I received this, I'm thinking about it, just different things like that. But then maybe if I get more of one topic than the other, I'll do that as the first main video. So yeah, give me some feedback, give me some more. I love you all. I'm just gonna cut it off right there because I think I've said it all. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe and see where I take this or where we take it as a family, subscribe and hit the bell for notification. So I love you all. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.